Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I don't want to end up in a nursing home? Maybe it was just a passing thought. Or maybe it hit you like a wave when you saw someone close to you, your mom, your dad, maybe even a lifelong friend, slowly start needing more help. You watch them, still full of life inside, but suddenly surrounded by routines they didn't choose, in a place that feels more like a facility than a home. Or maybe you're at that stage in your own life where the future feels a little uncertain. You're managing fine today, sure, but the thought of losing your independence, of someone else deciding how your day looks, what you eat, when you sleep, or where you live, it's not just unsettling, it's heartbreaking. But here's the truth. Growing older doesn't mean giving up your freedom. It doesn't mean losing your dignity. It doesn't mean settling for cold hallways, rigid schedules, or that sinking feeling of being forgotten. You've lived too much life to be boxed in now. And that's why this video matters. Because today, we're breaking the myth that a nursing home is the only answer when things get tough. We're exploring the better, more respectful paths. Paths that keep you in control. Paths that let you keep your sense of self, your habits, your space, your joy. So stick with me, because by the time we're done, you'll know 7 powerful and practical alternatives to nursing homes. Real options that honor your life, your choices, and your independence. And I promise, one of them might just change everything for you or someone you love. If you've ever thought to yourself, I want to age on my own terms, I want you to comment below right now. I'm here. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. Because here on Elderly Wisdom Log, we're all about helping you navigate aging with strength, grace, and dignity. Let's get into it. Alternative 1. In-home care, personalized help at home. Let me tell you about Gerald. He's 82, lives in the same little house where he raised his kids. With the old recliner by the window, the photos on the mantle, the kitchen with that creaky cabinet he never got around to fixing. Gerald's still sharp as ever, loves his crosswords, still pays all his own bills. But arthritis? That's a different story. It snuck up on him. One day, lifting a pot felt heavier than usual. Then tying shoelaces became a challenge. And slowly, things like cooking, cleaning, even doing laundry started to wear him down. But here's the thing. Gerald didn't want to move. He didn't want to leave his memories, his garden, or the sound of the neighborhood kids riding their bikes past his porch. So instead of uprooting his life, he found another way. He hired a caregiver, just a few hours a day, someone to help him prep meals, tidy up, remind him about his meds. The rest of the time, he's still Gerald, still in his home, still on his terms. That's the beauty of in-home care. It doesn't take away your freedom, it preserves it. It lets you stay right where you are, surrounded by the things and memories that make you feel grounded. The care adapts to you, not the other way around. Whether you need help with daily tasks or occasional medical check-ins, it's flexible, personal, and familiar. Now here's a common myth. Most people think in-home care is only for someone who's really sick, bedridden, or near the end. That's simply not true. In reality, in-home care can be as light or as hands-on as you need it to be. Maybe you just want someone to drive you to appointments. Maybe it's about having company during meals. Maybe it's just a friendly face twice a week to lend a hand. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. It's setting up support before things become overwhelming. So what can you do? Start small. Reach out to a licensed agency. Ask about part-time help, even just 2 mornings a week. Let them know what you want help with. Build trust, build comfort. And the best part, as your needs change, the care can change too. No pressure, no rush. It's not about surrendering control. It's about protecting your independence longer by getting ahead of the curve. But let's say you want a little more connection. Maybe the idea of living closer to family sounds nice, but you don't want to feel like a burden. So what's the answer then? Let's talk about it in the next section. Alternative 2, multi-generational living. Living with family, the right way. Now let me introduce you to Maria. She's 76, proud, wise, and has always been the glue of her family. After her husband passed, she kept her routine going. Church on Sundays, her little herb garden, her knitting by the window. But deep down, the house began to feel quiet. Not peaceful quiet, lonely quiet. Then one day her daughter gently asked, "Mom, would you ever think about moving in with us?" Maria hesitated. She didn't want to be that parent, the one who shows up and suddenly feels like she's taking up space or stepping on toes. But before anything happened, They had what she calls the talk. Not just about logistics, but about respect, boundaries, dignity. So they sat down, Maria, her daughter and even her teenage grandson, and made a plan. Now Maria has her own room, her own chair, and her own shelf in the fridge. But more than that, she has a voice in the household. She's not just a guest, she's a valued part of the family. And those Sunday dinners, full of laughter, stories, the clatter of forks and the warmth of being seen. You see, multi-generational living is making a comeback. And for good reason. It's not about going backward, it's about moving forward together. There's emotional support, cost-sharing, built-in companionship, and for many older adults, it brings something even more powerful, a renewed sense of purpose. But here's the thing, it only works if it's done right. Too many families jump into this without clear expectations. And that's where resentment starts. Maybe the older parent feels ignored. Maybe the adult kids feel overwhelmed. It can get messy if you don't plan ahead. So what's the key? Boundaries and respect. Have that honest talk before the move. Who's responsible? For what spaces are private? What's the daily rhythm of the house? Write it down if you need to. Make sure everyone feels heard, because everyone deserves dignity at every age. If done well, multi-generational living is not a sacrifice. It's a gift for everyone under that roof. But let's say you crave a different kind of closeness. You want people around, friends, peers, folks who share your pace and your memories. But you still want to wake up in your own bed, make your own coffee, decide your own day. That's where something truly special comes in. Alternative 3, senior co-housing communities. Aging together by choice. Let's talk about Harold. He's 79, a retired music teacher with a vinyl collection, and a dry. After losing his wife, Harold found himself rattling around in a house that used to be full of song. It wasn't just about missing her, it was about missing connection. Then he heard about something called senior co-housing. He was skeptical. Sounds like a dorm for old folks, he joked. But then he visited one. Now Harold lives in a cozy apartment that's entirely his. Same favorite chair, same morning coffee, but just down the path is a common house where neighbors cook meals together, plan movie nights, tend to a shared garden. He's never forced to join, but he's always welcome. And that's the magic. Senior co-housing isn't about losing your independence. It's about amplifying it. With community, you still have your own space, your own kitchen, your own choices, but surrounding you is a neighborhood designed for connection, safety and shared joy. You're not alone unless you choose to be. Too often, people confuse co-housing with assisted living or nursing facilities. But this is different. This is a movement, a way to grow older without growing isolated. It's neighbors who care, not caregivers who check boxes. It's potlucks, walking groups, book clubs, and birthday celebrations. It's autonomy with community built right in. And you don't have to wait for someone else to build it. You can start with a few friends, a few conversations, a shared dream. There are networks and organizations now helping seniors plan and create their own co-housing projects from the ground up. Because guess what? You're not the only one thinking I want to age my way. Harold puts it like this: I didn't move in because I had to. I moved in because I wanted to live again. And maybe, just maybe, that's what you want too. Now, what if you like the idea of help being nearby? Not in your house, not down the hall, but just across the street. What if you want freedom, but with access to everything you might need in a pinch? Let's talk about that next. Stay with me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Alternative 4, independent living with supportive services. Picture this. You're waking up in your own apartment, sunlight spilling across your familiar bedspread, a warm mug of tea in your hand. You open the window and hear laughter down below. A group heading out for the walking club, chatting about books, grandkids, and what's on the dinner menu tonight. And you're not rushing, you're not depending, you're deciding. That's the beauty of independent living with supportive services. You're still you, still free, still in charge, but now the weight of daily chores, isolation, and scheduling chaos, it's lifted. These communities are built for one thing: dignified independence. With smart support, you have your own front door, your own calendar, your own peace and quiet. But just beyond your threshold, help, convenience, and connection are waiting. Meals, cooked if you want them, rides to the doctor, on call, laundry piling up, Handled. Need a walking partner or someone to play cards with after lunch? Easy. And don't be fooled by outdated images of gloomy hallways and silence. Many of these communities feel like vibrant mini-towns, with cafes, game nights, art classes, even concerts. Some compare it to college, but this time with better food and less homework. Still, here's where people slip up. They wait too long. They assume they're not ready. But here's the truth. You don't move into independent living because you can't do life. You move in because you want to do life better. You want fewer burdens, more connection, and a setup that respects your autonomy. And it's worth saying, not all communities are the same. Some are sterile, rigid, or isolating. That's why it matters to visit. Walk through, talk to the residents, eat a meal in the dining room. Watch how staff treat the people who live there. Not just you, the visitor. Look for places that feel alive, where smiles come easy, where services are there, but never smother you. That's when you know you've found a space that honors aging without defining you by it. But maybe for you, the idea of leaving home still doesn't feel right. Maybe every corner of your house tells a story, every photograph on the wall, every squeaky floorboard. You don't want a new address. You want this one, just made smarter, safer, more livable. So let's talk about how that can happen. Alternative 5. Home modifications for aging in place. Claire knows that feeling well. She raised her family in that house, painted every room, grew tomatoes in the backyard, watched sunsets from the same porch for 40 years. So when her knees started aching and the stairs began to feel like mountains, she didn't pack a box. She picked up the phone, and she brought in someone who knew how to make the house work for her, not against her. They widened a few doorways, swapped her old tub for a walk-in shower with a seat, added rails by the toilet, better lighting in the hallway, and a sturdy banister on the back steps. Now, Claire glides through her space with confidence, not caution, and she says it herself, "Best decision I've made. I didn't move out, I moved forward." Aging in place is more than a preference. It's a right. You should be able to stay in the place you call home, safely, comfortably, confidently. But here's the hard truth. Falls are the leading reason seniors lose that ability. One trip on a rug, one misstep on a staircase, one slippery bathroom floor. It doesn't take a disaster. It takes one moment, and the future can change. But it's also avoidable. Not every home needs a total overhaul. In fact, small changes can bring enormous peace of mind. Grab bars in just the right places, a non-slip mat by the shower, a second handrail going down the stairs, rocker switches instead of tiny light toggles, a motion light in the hallway for those midnight bathroom trips. These aren't luxury upgrades, they're life upgrades, built for comfort, safety, and ease. And if cost is your concern, you're not alone. But here's what many don't know. There are programs, city and nonprofit funded, that help seniors pay for these upgrades. From veterans benefits to local aging councils, help exists. You just have to ask. Start by having a home safety assessment. Many are free through senior centers or occupational therapists. They'll walk through your space with fresh eyes, spotting risks you've stopped noticing over time. Because your home should never be a hazard. It should be your haven. And when the house evolves with you, something beautiful happens. You don't feel old. You feel secure, you feel capable, you feel like you in the space you've always loved. So whether it's finding an apartment in a lively community with support just a call away, or modifying the very walls around you so they rise to meet your needs, the goal is the same: stay independent, stay connected, stay safe. Because aging isn't a surrender, it's a season, and you deserve to shape it with dignity, on your terms. And the best time to plan, not later, now. Because the next chapter of your life is waiting, and it can be richer, safer, and more joyful than ever. Alternative 6. Shared housing with other seniors. Now picture this. 2 women, Diane and Ruth, both in their 70s, both living alone in quiet houses that once rang with laughter, footsteps, and the rhythms of a busy life. Both widowed, retired, independent, and quietly, painfully lonely. They met through a senior roommate program. Not a dating service, not a last resort, just a thoughtful, intentional space where older adults seek companionship, not caregiving, connection, not dependence. And today, Diane and Ruth live under one roof. They split the rent, they share groceries, they swap stories, they play board games, and watch old musicals, and laugh over puzzles they never quite finish. They have their own rooms, their own routines, their own quiet, but they also have each other. Because shared housing isn't just about saving money, it's about saving the quality of daily life. And for many older adults, it's exactly the answer they never realized they needed. Let's face it, living alone can feel freeing, but it can also feel cold. When days stretch long without a knock on the door, when nights pass without a voice in the next room, when bills start piling up and the social calendar starts thinning out, loneliness creeps in, slow, but heavy, and it's more than emotion. Chronic loneliness has been linked to everything from heart problems to cognitive decline. It's not just sad, it's dangerous. That's why more and more seniors, men and women alike, are choosing to live together. Not in institutions, not in dormitories, in homes, warm, personal, cooperative homes, with people who understand the rhythm of this chapter in life. But here's where some people hesitate. Roommates, at my age, yes, and beautifully so, because shared housing for older adults isn't a hand-me-down from college life. It's a modern, empowering model, designed with maturity, privacy, and compatibility at the core. And today, it's easier than ever to find the right match. There are trusted platforms now, not random listings, but programs built specifically for older adults. They screen carefully, they match thoughtfully, based on lifestyle, habits, cleanliness preferences, noise levels, sleep schedules, even pet ownership and political leanings. Because peace at home starts with compatibility, and when done right, it works beautifully. Some live with lifelong friends, some with complete strangers who become chosen family. Some form small, shared homes with 2 or 3 others, creating micro-communities that feel safe, vibrant, and full of life. And the benefits? They ripple. Shared expenses mean lower rent, utility costs, and groceries. Shared tasks mean less strain, someone to help with meals, errands, or shoveling the walk. Shared days mean more laughter, conversation, and a gentle check-in when someone's feeling off. And most importantly, shared housing helps preserve independence. Because needing people isn't weakness, it's humanity, and choosing to live in a way that honors connection while holding on to your freedom, that's wisdom. Still, this path isn't for everyone. You need openness, patience, willingness to compromise. You need to ask yourself, can I share my space with someone again? Can I respect their rhythm while protecting mine? And you need to plan, draft a written agreement, outline shared costs and individual responsibilities. Talk about conflict resolution ahead of time, because even in the best matches, misunderstandings can happen. But with honesty, structure, and the right spirit, shared housing doesn't just work, it thrives. And maybe for you it's a stepping stone, a trial season, a new adventure, or maybe it becomes the next great chapter, rich in stories, full of companionship, and built on mutual care. Because we're not meant to grow older in isolation. We're meant to do it with dignity, and if we choose, with others by our side. So if the house feels too quiet, if the costs feel too high, if the days feel too long, there's an option waiting, not as a compromise, but as a gift. Shared housing isn't about what you give up, it's about what you get back. Connection, comfort, peace of mind, and often, a few good laughs over puzzles that never quite get finished. Loves his crossword puzzles, cooks breakfast every morning, 2 eggs, 1 slice of toast, and black coffee, no sugar. He lives alone, just as he prefers it, but he's not really alone. On his wrist, a medical alert watch, not bulky, not flashy, but if he slips in the shower or feels chest pain, help is just 1 tap away. In his living room, smart lights, no fumbling for switches, in the dark, no risky trips down the hallway at 3 a.m. In his kitchen, a smart speaker. He just says, remind me to take my pills, and it does, every day, right on time. His kids, who live out of state, get quiet updates when he's up and about, when his front door opens, when he misses a reminder. No intrusion, just quiet reassurance. This is not science fiction, it's the new normal, and it's reshaping how we age. Because the truth is, aging in place is not just about staying home, it's about staying safe at home, and technology, when chosen thoughtfully, makes that possible. Let's be honest, for many older adults, the idea of new tech feels overwhelming. Too many buttons, too many apps, too many passwords. But today's innovations are different. They're simple. They're designed for seniors, not for tech-savvy teens. They're made to support, not to confuse. Take fall detectors. They don't require a screen. They sense the drop and send an alert. Take smart thermostats. They adjust the temperature automatically, keeping you warm and safe. In winter, take video doorbells. You can see who's outside without ever getting up. Take voice assistant. You just talk and it listens. Turn off the lights. Play jazz. Call Susan, and it works. This isn't about replacing people with robots. It's about extending independence with peace of mind. For you, for your family, for everyone who loves you. And you don't have to do it all at once. Start small. Try a smart pill dispenser. It lights up when it's time to take medication. Try motion sensing nightlights in the bathroom. Try a voice assistant that reads you the news, sets reminders, or calls your grandson with one command. You don't need to become a tech genius. You just need one or two tools that make life easier. And here's the truth. It's not about being trendy. It's about being prepared. Because one fall, one missed dose, one power outage in winter, those are the moments when tech can mean the difference between danger and safety. And here's what's beautiful. When technology works in the background, life in the foreground gets better. You cook with confidence. You sleep without worry. You live alone without feeling vulnerable. And your family, they rest easier, knowing that help is close, that you're connected, that you're still you, just with a few quiet safeguards in place. This is not about giving up control. It's about claiming it. Because when you use tools that protect your health, your routines, your memory, your mobility, you're not aging with fear. You're aging with power. And for those hesitant, know this: resisting technology out of fear doesn't preserve independence. It sometimes limits it. So instead of shutting the door, open it, slowly, carefully, on your terms. Ask for a family member to walk you through one device. Ask a neighbor to help set up a smart speaker. Ask your doctor what remote health tools they recommend. There are entire ecosystems now designed to help older adults stay in their homes longer, healthier, and with more dignity than ever before. From telehealth appointments that bring doctors into your living room, to emergency alerts that call for help before you even can, to smart stoves that turn off if left on too long, to wearable tech that tracks your heart rate, steps, and sleep. This is not just convenient. This is care. Not the kind that replaces people, but the kind that supports them, and you in living fully, freely, and safely. And here's one final truth. The decision to embrace technology, in even the smallest of ways, is a decision to invest in yourself, your independence, your future, your peace of mind. So whether you're 65 or 95, it's not too late to let smart tools make life just a little easier, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Because aging well doesn't just happen. It's designed, intentionally, lovingly, and yes, technologically. You know there's a moment, quiet, personal, sometimes heavy, when all the options, the choices, the logistics, pause, and the real emotion sets in. For some, it's the ache of watching a parent step slow, or their memory fade. For others, it's staring into the mirror, wondering when the years passed, and what comes next. Aging isn't just about planning, it's about feeling, and sometimes, those feelings, they're messy. Fear, guilt, uncertainty, we don't talk about them enough. But here's the truth: the fear of aging, or the fear of losing someone to it, doesn't come from weakness. It comes from love, from wanting more time, more connection, more safety, more life, on your terms. So let's sit with that for a moment, because when we acknowledge that it's hard, that it's okay to be scared, or overwhelmed, or unsure, we give ourselves permission to move forward, not out of fear, but out of hope. And hope doesn't mean pretending things won't change. It means believing that change can be met with power, with dignity, with grace. This isn't about giving up. Not now, not ever. It's about taking control in a new way, not through resistance, but through choice. You can stay home longer. You can build a circle of support. You can adapt your space, your tech, your relationships, and you can age well, not just exist, but live. So if you felt frozen, unsure of the next step, let this be your sign. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to take one step, make a call, talk to your family, visit a community,
Ask a question, try a device, look at your bathroom and ask, is it safe? These steps may seem small, but they are mighty, because when you act from knowledge, not fear, when you prepare with love, not panic, when you choose early, not late, you shift the story, from reacting to designing, from hoping to doing, from fearing age, to embracing life. You're not alone, there is help, there are options, and most importantly, there is time to make choices, time to build support, time to age with clarity and courage. You are not powerless, you are not forgotten, you are not past your best years. You are right here, still growing, still loved, still worthy of comfort, safety and joy. So let's move forward, gently, together. Let's take a breath and recap what we've explored together today. 7 meaningful, powerful alternatives to traditional nursing homes. 1. In-home care, personalized support, where comfort begins. Your home. 2. Multi-generational living, generations under one roof, sharing meals and memories. 3. Senior co-housing, neighbors who feel more like family, designed for connection. Home modifications, simple upgrades to make aging in place safe and sustainable. 6. Shared housing with other seniors, splitting costs and multiplying joy. 7. Smart technology for aging in place, from reminders to real-time safety, tech that empowers. Each one of these paths, valid, valuable, and completely human. You don't have to follow all of them. You just need to find the one or two that fit you. So here's the question we leave you with. Which of these options speaks to you most? Have you already started down one of these paths, or are you just beginning to explore? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Your story could help someone else, and we read every single one. And if this message resonated with you even a little, consider subscribing to Elderly Wisdom Log. This channel is about you, your voice, your future, your peace of mind. We bring expert insight, heartfelt stories, and practical steps, all in one safe, thoughtful space. Because aging is not the end of the story, it's the continuation of a life lived with intention. So whether you're planning for yourself, caring for a parent, or just want to be informed, you're in the right place. Thank you for being here, for showing up, for thinking ahead. You deserve more than just care. You deserve quality of life, with independence, with dignity, with joy. Stay wise, stay kind, and we'll see you in the next video.